Yo, what is up, YouTube? This is Josh over here at American AF Dumpsters in Dallas. This is a part 2 continuation to the video that I posted of an overloaded dumpster. If you haven't watched that video yet, I suggest you pause this one, go over there and watch that one, and then I'll link it up here on the top, and you can watch that one, and then you can come back and kind of get filled in and kind of know what I'm talking about here. But I did go back. I did pick up that dumpster. It was properly filled as it should have been from the get-go. And actually, I was thanked by the customer, and I'll post some of the text messages here back and forth. We didn't charge him an extra run. We didn't charge him a dry run like I probably should have. You know, in exchange for him actually just taking care of it for me, or taking care of it. I didn't want to piss him off too much, so I just told him, you know, normally we would charge an extra dry run for this, but we're not going to charge you extra days or anything. Just take care of it, and we can pick it up tomorrow, which they did, and then so did we. And then he actually thanked us. So via text message, he was super nice and friendly and appreciative, and no bad review. I know some of you guys were wondering if I got a bad review or anything like that. I didn't get any bad review. I also didn't get a good review, but I would say, you know, a good percentage of our customers that have a good experience usually don't leave a review, and that's okay. I mean, that's kind of how it is. People are like 90% more likely to leave a bad review if they had a bad experience than they are to leave a good review if they had a good one. So, with that being said, I think there's some serious conversations we have to have within this industry about something like this happening in your business. I did get several comments, some that I deleted, and some I responded to. I deleted because I won't allow any toxic type of comments to be put on my videos. I won't do it. If you're a toxic person, I'll just take you out, and that's it. Like, there's no point about keeping you here. There's several comments that, you know, sparked good conversation, and you know, I responded to, and I appreciate different people's points of view 100%. I really do. It's the mentality, though, that in this industry, and it's almost like a cool thing to say, or like you're bragging, or it's almost like it's a flex, right? It's if it fits, it ships, is what people like to say. And while that may be funny and maybe a good catchy catch line or whatever it may be, that's some dangerous thinking. That's seriously dangerous thinking in an industry where this is serious. Look, at the end of the day, if you're running a side hustle and you're just out there to make a quick buck, whatever, that's on you. You know, you are leaving yourself more open, and you are more leaving yourself open for, you know, lawsuits and litigations if something were to happen, because they can actually come after you personally as a individual, versus if you have an LLC, there's that degree of separation between your business and your personal, although nowadays anybody can sue anybody, but there is a degree of separation. There's a little bit more of protection there when you have an actual business. So I'm gonna look at it from both ways. As an individual who's doing this as a side hustle, and you have that mentality that if it fits, it ships, and you'll just throw a tarp on it and pray that it's gonna hold and nothing's gonna go wrong. That's on you. First of all, a lot of you guys using your personal insurance, your trucks. You know, you don't have an LLC. You're doing it again as a side hustle, which again, I'm not knocking you. There's a million ways to do this. This is just my opinion, so I'm not telling you this is right or wrong or whatnot. But what I'm saying is, my opinion is, if this is a side hustle and that's your mentality, well, if and when something does happen, because it's not about really if that's your mentality, eventually something's going to happen. Something's going to fall out. Some car's going to get hit, and you can cause some serious damage, serious accident, and or even you could possibly kill somebody based on your carelessness with that mentality. Then you're leaving yourself up to be sued. If you own a house, you own assets, they can come after you, everything that you own. Next thing you know, I mean, you're just in a world of hurt over something that you probably should have corrected from the get-go. Now, if you're doing this as a business, that's even worse, because you're doing things a legitimate way, like I am. You have a business, you're paying a lot of money on insurance, commercial insurance. You have equipment, you've got trucks, you've got assets, you've got employees. And if that's your mentality as a business owner, and it always trickles down to your employees and all that stuff, I mean, you're risking even more, because you're risking the reputation of your business, you're risking your DOT if you have a DOT, you're risking your own CDL, you're risking a lot of different things. You're risking your insurance policy. Now, let me talk about that a little bit. I know somebody who owned a dumpster company here in the DFW area, okay? And he literally had the same issue happen to him. Some flying debris came off. It hit the car behind. Actually, I think it hit the car, 2 cars behind him, like went flying. But it hit like a car behind him. I saw the video because there was a dash cam of the vehicle that actually got hit. Hit the windshield, caused the car to get into an accident. Luckily, there was no injuries. Everybody survived. But there was a dash cam video, and his insurance got hit big time. It was a totaled vehicle at the end of the day that he ended up having to pay for. Who else knows what else. But at the end of the day, his insurance paid for it, no problem, right? You think, okay, that's what insurance is for. They didn't drop him right then and there. But when it came time for him to renew his insurance, guess what happened? They refused to renew. And he could not find any other insurance. He could not get any other insurance. And next thing you know, he had to close his business down because he could not insure his business. I'm sure he could have probably put it under somebody else's name and all that other stuff, but for him, it was just easier to say, you know what, I'm out, I'm done. I don't even want to mess with it. So, guys, this is serious stuff. Yes, that's what we have insurance for, but do you really want to risk, first of all, risk it? Do you really want to risk somebody getting hurt? I mean, that you got to get that mentality out of your head. As an industry, we really need to get behind, look, there are policies, there are rules, there are procedures in place, and we really have to stick by it, because at the end of the day, someone could get seriously hurt. And this is a dire warning to everybody who has that kind of mentality, like, if it fits, it ships, or I could just throw a hand tarp over it and be done with it. Okay, you could throw a hand tarp over it. Maybe. First of all, I don't even carry other tarps in my truck. I don't know about you guys. Maybe I'm wrong. Whatever. I don't carry any other tarps. My tarp in my truck should be more than enough to tarp a can. And if I need to, I'll bungee it down from the sides into the side of the dumpsters. However, it's very rare that I have to do that. Because I'm pretty strict on my policy. I have a exceeded limit fee that is in my contract. That's $150. Anybody exceeds the limit of the dumpster, and I do haul it legally, I may charge them an extra $150. It is what it is, because I don't want anybody to do that. I don't, at the end of the day, they think, oh, if they just blame the neighbors, which happens all the time, oh, the neighborhood's throwing it. I don't know if that's true or not. Whatever. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, the customer's responsible for the can that is in their possession during their rental. And regardless of who they want to blame, it's on your private property. You're responsible for it. I'm not going to... And the other thing is, somebody says, well, why don't you just knock the stuff down yourself? First of all, that's not my job. Second of all, I'm a big guy. I don't really feel like climbing on top of your trash. Third of all, while that's okay for me personally to do that as my own business owner, you've got to think a little bit bigger, right? I've got employees now. Is that going to be my policy moving forward, to tell my employees to climb up on a loaded box, a loaded dumpster, climb up there and start knocking things out? That opens myself up for even more liability as an employer. What if that employee decides, or falls down, trips his head, or busts his head on the concrete on the ground, or gets a nail through his foot, or whatever it may be? Is my company policy to have my employees put themselves in danger, climb up on a can, and knock some trash off that, again, you don't know what's in that stuff? That just, again, opens yourself up for liability. So I literally have a policy in place that we are not to do that. And it's placed in each employee's file. That's it. Because I'm not going to risk my employees getting injured. There's just no way. So it's the client's responsibility to make sure that the can or the dumpster is ready for pickup, meaning the trash is leveled off, doors closed, everything's ready to go. And I don't know, that's just me, that's just my policy. Again, you may do business differently, I understand that, but again, us as a whole, as an industry, we really should not get behind the whole if it fits it ships mentality, because that is amateur hour for this industry, that is amateur hour for you as a business owner. That is just, yeah, I mean, that's just being irresponsible in my opinion. Again, just my opinion. I'm sorry if you think otherwise. The other thing is, I'm gonna be honest with you, the video, and when you take a picture sometimes of something like that, right, a dumpster that's overfilled, it doesn't do the actual amount, how do I say this, that it was over, it doesn't do it justice, because it was way overfilled. That was not even a little bit, that was way overfilled. And when I look back at the picture, it looks bad, but it doesn't look that bad, right? But when you're there in person, I could have, I mean, I'm literally telling you that dumpster was easily 4 feet overfilled. It would have been another 15-yard dumpster. Literally, I'm not even joking. So, to my defense, it also didn't look as bad on the picture as it was in person. So that's number 2. And number 3, I'm an old dog. I'm the kind of person that I literally, I tell it how it is. I don't sugarcoat things. You know, what you see is what you get with me. I literally wear shirts that say F your feelings. I'm not here to make you feel good, not you guys as subscribers, but as anybody. I mean, I'm not here to be your friend. I'm not here to make you feel good. I'm not here to, like, you know, pat your back and tell you everything's okay. If there's an issue, I'm gonna tell it like it is. There's an issue. I just have a hard time being fake. I don't even know how you say it. But I just have a hard time, like, and while the guy came at me pretty aggressively and you know, swearing up a storm and kind of, but then he was blaming us. You know, I instantly get defensive, because again, this is my business. My business, I've always treated my businesses as my babies. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you're talking shit about my business, it's almost like you're saying my baby's ugly. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just is what it is. If when you grow something from the ground up, you know, your business becomes like a part of you. And when somebody offends or talks some crap about your business, you take it personal. I know you shouldn't. This is business. It shouldn't be personal. I get all that. Look, I am 43 years old. I have gotten to this stage in life the way I am. There's no changing me at this point. So while I could have been a little more diplomatic with him, while I could have been a little more friendly with him, I could have been a little more understanding to his situation, he instantly came at me in an aggressive way. So my defensive wall instantly goes up, and you know, I tell it like it is. So while some of you guys may be shocked that that's the way I talk to somebody, I mean, I didn't get unprofessional with him. I didn't cuss him out. I didn't you know, anything like that. However, I did just kind of told it like it is. Look, this either gets rectified or this is what's going to happen, right? There's no beating around the bush. I mean, there was several seconds there where he kind of just like, you know, how do I say? It was like a standoff, you know, between him and I, and that's why I put that in the video, because it was like, well, he said he's not moving it. I'm not picking up the dumpster, so what are we doing here? This is what's going to happen if this doesn't get fixed. And maybe he was having a bad day. I've got no hard feelings towards that customer whatsoever, at all. Like, you know, I get it. And actually, again, he apologized and he was pretty nice about it in text messages and all that stuff. So much appreciated to him. He took care of the situation. That's it. Moving on. This is a learning experience for all of us, really, at the end of the day. But for those of you guys watching, yes, I could have been more diplomatic. I could have been nicer about it. Maybe, you know, that's something that while I say that's something that I may have to work on, possibly. Again, I am 43 years old. This is how I've always been, and at this point, this is how I'm pretty sure I'll always be. You know, it is what it is. So, with that being said, y'all, again, make sure we understand that, you know, I don't know, it's not a cool thing to say if it fits, it ships. It's really not. You're not flexing on anybody. If you can take a overloaded dumpster that's 5 feet over the rim of the dumpster and you can haul it safely to the yard, and you want to flex thinking that's some badass achievement, good for you. You know, I'll just be sitting in the background kind of like shaking my head. You're like one of those, you know, guys who have pallets stacked, you know, 19 feet above in the air, and you're going under these low bridges thinking I could do it, whatever, I don't know. Good for you. Like, there's no flex there. There's no pat on the back from me on that one. So I hope y'all aren't offended. I hope y'all take this for what it's worth. And make sure you like, subscribe, smash that notification bell, and we will see you guys on the next one.